The US elections are about to come up. I'm pretty sure if whey protein ran, it would have gone in. We had elections over here in the UK recently. If whey protein would have ran, it would have got in. It just would have done. That is the love that people have for whey protein. Simon Miller, the bald a-hole here, also leader of the BLC. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you're already in. It's the big little club. The fact you go to the gym and you train, I don't care if you're big, I don't care if you're small. I just care that you found something that you loved, or you dedicated yourself to something and you're sticking with it. I'm proud of you, like the mum, dad, auntie, granddad, whatever you never wanted. And now a little bit creepy because you didn't ask this. Today we are talking about whey protein. The reason we're talking about whey protein is because everybody has questions about whey protein. Should I be taking whey protein? Is whey protein bad for me? Is whey protein going to break into my house and steal all of my things? That one I can guarantee you, tell you no. 100% it's not going to do that, because what kind of world are you living in? Some weird dream state. Whey protein is not essential is the first thing I want to throw out of there, but of course it is a wonderful tool that has become incredibly popular in the fitness world, which is why everybody wants to get information on it. So I was like, we've done caffeine, we've done creatine. What's the next thing that we should cross off the list? And of course, it would be protein. And then we'll do amino acids and intra-workout and who knows what else. But today, it's 4 good things and 4 things that suck about, I was going to call it wheyous protein. It's just called whey protein. There's no Greek. Now, the best thing about whey protein in terms of keeping it simple and keeping it why people love to take it so much is that it's quickly absorbed, which means it gets into your system really duper, super duper quick. But also, 2, it is the easiest way to increase your protein intake like that. Because all you got to do is get a little scoop, put it in your thing, weigh it out, shake it up. You can do it with milk. You can do it with almond milk, oat milk, water, whatever. I don't care. You mix it up however the hell you want and you drink it and you know you've got your protein in there. That's it. That's the only reason people enjoy taking it. Don't overthink it. Don't get lost in a world of madness. That's why it became so popular. That's why it's the in thing and will be until fitness dies off, which will never happen because it's fitness. It was just a great way. You know, if you don't want to whip up some chicken breasts and you don't want to eat some tuna or you don't want to eat eggs, whatever the hell you eat for a source of protein, it's accessible. That's why people like it. I wanted to start there because that's a great thing. Of course it is, but it doesn't mean that it's the be all and end all. I think I've already said that, but I'm saying it again. It's massively integral that we get that across. But that's it. If you only want to know one thing about protein, that's what you want to know. And then when you get into the science, we go to number 2. It is a complete protein, and this is the other reason people sing and shout about it from the houses. It means that it is full of EAAs, also known as essential amino acids, that your body doesn't produce naturally, so you need to get it in via another source. Amino acids are also basically like the building blocks of protein, so obviously it's really important that you get in there because you're trying to build a foundation that you can then construct muscle upon. So I get that, and that's another reason people scream and shout about whey protein. Oh, you get your EAAs from this. It's really massively important. But really, you're likely going to get them from actual food. Now, I'm not going to say that for sure because I don't know what you're eating. I don't know what your diet is. But you don't start taking whey protein if you don't already go, oh, Miller, so I need to get my EAAs. You're probably doing all right without them, right? But that's the thing. There's things called BCAAs2, branch chain amino acids, which is also going to be on protein, but you don't need to worry about them so much because your body handles them for you. Although, of course, you can still supplement with them should you so wish. But that's the other reason it's great. It's a complete protein. It's going to help you build muscle. That's it. Number 3 is that it has been shown to boost your immune system, and of course, it's going to help you recover. That one stands to reason. Now, I'm not going to get into all the scientific terms because they're words I can't pronounce. It's like cysteine and glaucophamine, but basically that's the process it goes down, and it basically activates and triggers an antioxidant, or gives you more levels of this antioxidant that does help fight off disease and it helps fight off bacteria. But this is one of those things that companies will try to sell you, right? They go, oh, you should take whey protein because it protects you against big bad illnesses. It's not. It may help like 1-2%. But it's not going to ward off any kind of, again, illness, disease that you're going to get. It's still a benefit of it, and it's still a reason that you should go, oh, hey, I've decided to take whey protein, and now maybe I'm going to feel a little better, especially because if you do train a lot, your immune system is going to be a little bit lowered. But you're better off just taking something like vitamin C, right, and breaking it right down. But again, you want the information, and I'm going to give it to you. Number 4 is that it is everywhere. Right? It is everywhere. It is in protein bars, there's protein cookies, there's protein crisps, and it's all variations of proteins, but the most popular one is whey for obvious reasons. And, if you do want to incorporate it into your diet, it's going to make your life a lot easier. Of course it is. If you're driving down the highway and you need something to eat and you stop at a service, you don't have to have McDonald's or Burger King. They'll have a protein bar, right? They'll have some kind of protein option because whey protein is just taken over the world. The US elections are about to come up. I'm pretty sure if whey protein ran, it would have gone in. We had elections over here in the UK recently. If whey protein would have ran, it would have got in. It just would have done. That is the love that people have for whey protein, but they do put it on a little bit of a pedestal. Now, I'm a huge advocate for it, and I think you should take it, absolutely. You should remember that the key word is supplement, and this ties into all the bad stuff. Number one of the bad stuff is that some people are intolerant to it because it has lactose in it. It's a milk-based protein, and sometimes people are drinking it. They're literally like suffering through drinking whey protein because they think, oh, I can't get big, I can't reach my gains, because there's some kind of like Kermit the Frog. I can't reach my gains without whey protein. It's just protein. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's all it is. Again, it's just accessible protein, as we've already said, because you can shake it up in a plastic tube. It's like a science experiment. And absolutely, of course, if you're lactose intolerant or you don't like dairy, you shouldn't be going anywhere near it. But if you drink some and it makes your tum-tum upset, get rid of it. I don't mean throw it up. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying just stands to reason that you can't take it. But that's okay. Especially because, number two, my word, people over-rely on it. Because it is so easy, what often happens, and I get it, life is busy, you're running around, and you can do this. I'm not saying it's a problem. But if you're having 4 or 5 meals a day, so many people fall into this pattern of, well, I'm not going to eat any real or whole foods anymore. I'm just going to have a protein shake, or I'm going to have a, one of the many variants as they are, because obviously people make their own, and I won't say any of the names, it's not fair, but they'll license them as so forth and so forth. But, it's always better to get real food. It just is. There's more nutrients in it and so on and so forth. And your body's probably going to break it down better, especially because, yes, it is a liquid, so it's going to be in and out your system really, really quick, and that's good sometimes, and other times it's not so great. So do not fall into this idea of thinking that you can just replace food with 100% whey protein. I mean, you can. I just don't think it's going to be that good for you. Number 3 is much like creatine. There's thousands of variations, and everybody's arguing over it. Now, obviously, this goes off the whey protein trend a little bit, but it's still in the same ballpark. But there's whey protein, there's vegan protein, there's egg protein, there's rice protein, there's pea protein, there's other proteins I'm not even thinking about right now, soy protein, there's just loads. Which one am I meant to take? And the point is, they're all good, or they're all crap, depending on what your opinion on, the protein boom is. You just find the one that you want to take and you take it. I have an egg white protein. It works really well for me. Plus it tastes good, so I like it. And are there other variables that make it less good than whey protein? Absolutely. But the king to me is that I like it and it makes me feel good. So that's always the one that I'm going to lean on. But, no matter which one you go for, sure, if you want to be super specific and super science guy and try and figure out which ones are complete proteins and which one aren't. I can't remember now top of my head, but some of the variants won't be complete proteins, but you can just buy an EAA supplement and you can finish it off that way. It doesn't mean it's a bad product, and it doesn't mean that if you take something else that's not whey, all of a sudden you're falling down the bad hole of doom. And number 4 is that it's really expensive. And the reason I bring this up is, again, I get a comment all the time like, someone, I can't afford whey. What am I going to do? How can I get it? You don't need it. You don't need it. You can just eat food. Food is the most anabolic thing out there. Of course it is. What's more anabolic than food? Someone's going to go, steroids. Don't be an idiot. It's not essential. You don't need it. If you can only afford the cheap ones, get the cheap ones. Is it as good as the expensive ones? No. But again, we're talking such minute percentages. I really don't think it's something you should be stressing out over. In fact, you shouldn't be stressing about it over anyway, because it's just powder in a tub. Powder in a tub. No one has ever gone, we're going to be able to change people's lives with these powder in a tub. It's just one day somebody realized they could, take it through this process, because it is processed food, basically. We can take it through this process, and oh my word, we can now, we can now have this sort of high protein supplement. My point was, I was going to interrupt myself with and saying, don't do that. You have to finish one point before making another, is when it was first around, I'm an old man, when I used to start taking it, it wasn't popular. And that's why it wasn't even that expensive, because there was no demand from it. So it's not like it was invented or created and everyone went, oh my gosh. It was the other way. It wasn't a chicken or an egg scenario. We created the damn protein, and then eventually the fitness explosion happened, and that's when all of a sudden it took off. And as we've talked about before, the government put a tax on it, blah, blah, boring. But do not put whey protein on a pedestal. It's fun to say. Do not put whey protein on a pedestal. It'll be the name of my first EP when I release it. Doesn't mean it's not great. Doesn't mean that it's not going to help you, but it's certainly not going to hinder you either. And there you go, 4 great things about whey protein, 4 reasons it absolutely sucks. Now, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, click a video on the screen, hit the bell button. Hopefully I'll remember to put either the creatine or the caffeine one on, and you can continue on this crazy journey, and hopefully I can teach you stuff. And if not, you can turn the video off and we'll never see each other again. I got a Patreon, I got merchandise, I got Instagram and Twitter. It's all in the description below. But also, if you have made it this far, you're the true warriors because you're helping my audience retention. But on that note, there's been so much love on the channel recently, and it humbles the crap out of me, so I just wanted to say thank you. Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. I appreciate that whatever I give you, I'm able to give you. I'll see you soon.